The Basic Elements of Music, Lesson 35, Key Signatures, presented by SARAHTIM Music Publishing. And we do really hope you'll check out the website. We are on Lesson 35, and a quick review. We're going to talk about the major scale. And the major scale, remember, is a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So the half steps are between mi and fa and ti and do. That's between 3 and 4 and 7 and 8. So here's our D major scale. We adjusted by adding the sharps, F sharp and C sharp, from the D Dorian mode to make it a D major scale. But another way we can deal with sharps and flats is by using a key signature. So we have an F sharp and a C sharp, and so we can just put those at the very beginning of the music, and then we don't have to keep writing the sharps in front of every single note. Okay. What you have to be careful of is remembering that all of the F's are sharp, even though there's not a sharp written right in front of it, because it's been done in the key signature. So there's a value of the key signature. You don't have to write all the accidentals all the time, but you have to remember which notes need to be adjusted. So this is the key signature for D major. We have the F sharp and we have the C sharp that you have to remember to play F sharp and C sharp. But that's the what we call the key signature, okay, where we just write the accidentals at the beginning of the music. Let's look at another one. We have the E flat major scale. Okay, we have 3 flats: the E flat, A flat, and B flat. So we can put those all at the beginning and then just remove the flats or accidentals in front of each particular note. But it does mean we have to remember to play a B flat, have to remember to play E flats, and even though we only have one E flat in the key signature, it applies to all of the notes wherever they occur, whether it's up an octave, down an octave, all of those notes will be affected. And then we also have A flat. So 3 flats in the key signature, and you have to make sure you play each of those notes according to the accidental that's indicated. So we have the key signature for E flat. You just have to remember to play a B flat, not a B, E flat and not an E, and A flat and not an A. This is the order of sharps, and there's a specific order. You just can't put them on the staff. Sharps always start with F, okay, and each letter afterwards is 5 letter names away. So if you count F, G, A, B, C, okay, that's 5 letter names away. From C, you have C, D, E, F, G. That's 5 letter names away. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about circle of fifths, which will help explain this more. So we can see that the sharps go forward, starting from F, and the flats actually go backwards. So it's the reverse. So we start with B, where the sharps end with B. Okay. Flats end with F, where the sharps begin with F. Now, for the flats, between B and E, we have B, C, D, E. It's only 4 letters. So the flats you could think of are they're 4 letter names away, where the sharps are 5 letter names away. It's quite a bit to remember, but it does take practice. So just remember the sharps start with F, and the flats end with F. The sharps end with B, and the flats begin with B. So it's the reverse. Okay, so here's the order of sharps. We start with F. Now if you only need F, you only use F. What I've done here is just put all of them together so you can see them. So we have F, and then that's where C is. That's where G is placed. D, A, E, and B. So that's your guide. And I do have a printout that you can, a PDF that you can use to show the order of sharps. Excuse me. These are our flats. We start with B, E, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, and F flat. And this is that guide I was talking about that you could print out and keep with you, which shows you the order of the flats and sharps. Okay, for your worksheet, you need to add the key signature. So if you look at number 2, D major scale, you have an F sharp and a C sharp. So your sharps or flats are already visible for you. You just need to move them to the left so that you have a key signature that goes with those. So you can see that D, you're going to have a key signature with 2 sharps. The key of E, you're going to need 4 sharps because they're already listed: F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. Okay, so make sure they're in the right order when you put them in your key signature. And then we have sheet number 2, which deals with the flats. So make sure your flats are in the right order. So that's lesson 35. On to 36 and the circle of fifths.